Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is the 5th day of December 2024. I'm your Australia Stanley Nyaringita. Welcome to News Now. Quite a lot lined up for you, but first to the highlights. Kiambu County Senator Karungo Thangwa spends time with investigative officers at the DCI headquarters at Kiambu Road. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi champions for youth-sensitive foreign policy during diplomacy conference here in Nairobi.
As we stand on the shoulders of those who shaped Kenya's diplomacy, let us turn our gaze to the vibrant and tapped potential of our youth.
And Mzuka Fest Caravan traverses Kisii County ahead of next week's main event in Kisumu. All right, thank you for joining us this evening. Kiambu County Senator Karungo Thangwa spends time with investigative officers at the DCI headquarters at Kiambu Road to help with investigations. We're now joined by William Muige, who has been camping there this particular morning, since morning. Muige, a very good evening to you. Kindly keep us up to speed on what is happening at the moment.
All right, good afternoon to you, Stanley Nyaringita. Indeed, we have been here at the DCI headquarters since morning at around 800 hours, that is 8 a.m. in the morning, following up on this development, that is the summoning of the Senator for Kiambu, Karungo Thangwa, together with the former Member of Parliament for Limuru, that is Peter Mwadhi, who had been summoned, or rather called upon by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to come and record statements in relation to the chaotic events that were witnessed in a burial event in the Bibirioni area of Limuru constituency. All right, but what we can tell our viewer and what we have gathered so far is these particular two legislators and one legislator and a former legislator is they yet to record any statement as we speak of now. A few minutes ago, we were able to keep tabs with the Senator for Kiambu, and he indeed has confirmed that they are yet to do anything or have any discussions with the officers from the DCI. And also he went further ahead after our discussion to post on his social media handles, and I will quote what he posted, whereby he stated, and I quote, "We have been in a boardroom at DCI headquarters in Kiambu Road since 8 a.m. We choose to exercise our constitutional right to remain silent and have declined to provide any information as we are not obliged to assist the DCI with the investigation. In the meantime, we are doing nothing in this boardroom while the officers engage in extensive consultations outside. We are unaware of whom they are consulting, but I am sure you can make an educated guess. I am in the company of Peter Mwadhi, former MP of Limuru, who also choose to remain silent." Those are the words of Kiambu Senator posting on his social media handles. And indeed, we did manage to speak to his lawyer, that is the Ndegwa Njiro, who has stated that he reads malice in the events of today, stating that this is a way of intimidating these leaders who are said, or rather who are allies of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, so alleging that it is all but a political scheme. Also, further raising allegations that the DCI are planning to ensure that these two people, despite them being summoned as witnesses, they want to charge them and also make them suspects to the chaotic scenes that were witnessed earlier on, likely to prefer charges of arson and also incitement on what happened during the burial at Limuru. But nothing much has happened. Even the post by Karungo Thangwa indicates that since morning, no grilling, no statement has been recorded, neither no consultations between the DCI and these legislators. But also together with these legislators, there are 4 or 5 other legislators, among them the member of, or rather the senator for Nyandarua, that is John Medho, together with the senator for Makueni, Dan Manzo, who is also appearing as advocate, as a lawyer to these particular 2 individuals. But for us, we have been kept away from the precincts of the DCI headquarters. We are roughly approximately 2 kilometers, a kilometer plus away from there, because it has been chaotic. We have also been told to move away, even as we see, rather we witness heavy deployment of anti-riot police officers since morning up to now, with close to 3 water cannons on standby, and also police contingent from the General Service Unit. That is the situation currently. It has not changed since morning, but a heavy deployment of security personnel outside the DCI precincts here in Mazingira House, that is along Kiambu Road. But we'll still be here awaiting for these legislators. Either they'll make it out of those particular doors of Mazingira and will be able to engage them. For now, I take it back to you, Stanley Nyaringita.
Thank you very much, Mwega William, at the Directorate of Criminal Investigations right here in Kiambu County. Thank you very much for that. And yes, we'll be updating you in our subsequent bulletins on what will be happening and if the Kiambu Senator will be leaving the DCI and when he will. From Kiambu, let me take you all the way to Kisii, where the Mzuka Fest caravan has since this morning been traversing that county in Kisii ahead of next week's main event in Kisumu County at the Jomo Kenyatta Stadium in Mambo Leo. Those are the sights and sounds of what was happening this day. Let's listen in.
Aonjeshe asionyeshe ama nikupe wawili?
Unataka warembo wote wawili ama mmoja?
Wewe ni egonga ama utazima?
Yes, haya.
Panda hapo juu.
Huyu ni bonge la mtu.
Panda hapo juu.
Huyu
DJ tunaanza kutoka juu. One more time.
Ticket for that. Prince Inda, Zaiko Langalanga, Pesi, Madanji Perimeter, and most definitely Kofi Olomide will be there. Moving on, Bora has launched a digital service that enables farmers to store their commodities in a certified warehouse, monitor market price, and then sell at the optimal time. This initiative aims at revolutionizing smallholder farming in Kenya by integrating a warehouse receipt central registry system with a digital trading platform, facilitating access to financial institutions. As part of its strategic growth, Agribora plans to expand its storage capacity to 300,000 metric tons within 5 years.
We are gathered here today to launch a key component of Agribora services for smallholder farmers, Agrigala, which is meant to provide safe storage and better prices for smallholder farmers who are going to be able to have access to a licensed warehouse through the Warehouse Receipt System Council to enable them anticipate better prices in the market.
When we all harvest, the prices of our produce goes down, and after a few months the prices rise. So when you're able to store your food safely in a good store, you can be able to wait for prices to go up. You sell at that point, either at the commodity exchange or directly or to Agribora, because they can also buy from you, or even in the futures market.
It's a game changer to our farmers who have been experiencing a lot of post-harvest losses, and now there is an avenue where you can keep your maize at the same time until when the prices in such a way through the market will really come up.
Right. To Kitui County now, where border operators have protested against the removal of a 22 million cash shillings allocation that was intended to strengthen the border sector. The operators have threatened to disrupt the county assembly if the funds are redirected towards the construction of modern offices for county representatives instead of benefiting the border sector.
wana MCAs wetu kuja kutoa hiyo bajeti ya 22 million ati wajengewe majengo ya maofisi. Kwa nini hawakuleta hiyo katika public participation? Tukapitisha hili, wakaja wakapitisha bajeti hiyo. Hila wanakuja kuchukua ile bajeti imepitishwa ya kusaidia mwana bodaboda wa chini apate lisensi na
hatutakubali kabisa pesa ya bodaboda iweze kutumiwa na county assembly vile wanataka. Kama pesa zetu hazitarudishwa, tunawapatia siku 3 zirejeshwe au tuje tukuje hapo ndani tujue bayana kilichoiva na kile ambacho ni kibichi.
Tumewapatia siku 3. Kama murudishi tunakuja hapo. Na muda hatutishiki na hiyo. Ni pesa yetu ilitengwa na nyinyi wakati mnaenda starehe zenu Mombasa. Sisi hatuulizi ngo. Sasa kwa nini mnakuja kunyemelea pesa yetu?
Right. Meanwhile, education stakeholders in the country have decried the merging of diploma in primary teacher education and diploma in early childhood teacher education programs. Have into diploma into teacher education, highlighting ECDE program has its own line of training for teachers. Speaking during an all-encompassing skill development at the ECDE level meeting through basic education in Nairobi, early childhood education stakeholders led by David Omakada asked national government and the devolved units to collaborate for policy streamlining in basic education special schools. Teachers Association of Kenya National Chairman Peter CTNA observed that learners with special needs required support to realize full potential through early identification.
Was introducing recently that merging the training of ECD teachers with the primary. That's so that they can teach from primary to junior secondary or grade 6. That is wrong. ECD has its own line of training, their profession, they are professional. And there are so many professionals in early childhood. What I urge the Ministry of Education, whenever they want to do anything with the ECD, because national government and county government, there is collaboration. We have the ECD director in the ministry for policy development, and the policies cannot be developed alone. There must be participation.
The issue of ECD is a function of the county government. But when it comes to ECD, we are taken as a function of the national government. So I think that's very important. And I want to urge the counties to consider bursaries for learners with disabilities, because this is how to remove poverty from the person with disabilities. Because when they get education, they get employed and they are free.
Special needs education learners have been left behind in many aspects, and we are here also to say that county government must ensure that SNE learners are given an increment in terms of capitation to ensure that it covers their needs. We have also deliberated on the need for parental and community involvement in the learning of our children, because CBC has changed the landscape of learning in Kenya.
The county government has not done much for a budget that can cover ECD learners, like a feeding program, learning materials, and also enough teachers.
And Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi today presided over the commemoration of 60 years of Kenya's diplomacy conference, reflecting the milestones and achievements of Kenya's diplomatic journey since independence in 1964 and charting the path of the nation's future in international relations. National Security Advisor Monica Juma has disclosed that the country has had major milestones in regional and global peacekeeping, and that the nation has ascended to play in complex geopolitical landscapes and emerged as a pivotal architect of peace and stability.
This diplomatic history reveals that since independence, our diplomacy has been guided by clearly defined principles which are largely aligned to the United Nations Charter and the African Union Constitutive Act. They broadly include Pan-Africanism, regionalism, humanitarianism, good neighborliness, and non-interference. Our diplomatic engagements are also founded on our national values, namely patriotism, good governance, and a corruption-free foreign policy. A commitment to human rights, inclusiveness, human dignity, and sustainable development, among others. At this point, let me get a bit philosophical in highlighting the significance of patriotism in our foreign policy agenda. The realpolitik theory of international relations tells us that due to the anarchical nature of the international system, states pursue their self-interests. Additionally, a state is considered a unitary actor, meaning it represents its citizens in the global arena as a single entity.
All right, all the way to Busia County, where the governor, Paul Otoma, has urged people from his county to register themselves for the Social Health Authority during the launch of Bumala Market. The governor also urged residents to produce their own farm product to enhance farming in the county in an effort to sell them at the newly constructed market. The area residents, however, urged contractors to offer 30% employment opportunities to their youth during the construction of the market.
Tafadhali tusichukue hii sarakasi watu wanafanya. Sasa ile unagojeka ndio utajua. Hata ndio unaanza kusema ati mimi mgonjwa, mheshimiwa saidia. Huyu mheshimiwa hawezi kuwa insurance. Anaweza kusaidia tu kidogo lakini hawezi saidia kila mtu. So tafadhali tujiandikishe. Hapa Busia iko chini sana. Ukiona kule Nyeri ndio iko juu. Watu wanaongea sana lakini wanajiandikisha. Kirinyaga ndio inafuata. Murang'a namba 3. Nyinyi hapa bado mko kwa mambo ya story. Tutauza nini hapa? Tukiwa na soko na tuna kitu ya kuuza, mtaanza kuona wakulima wanatoka maeneo mengine, wanatuletea nyanya, wanatuletea mboga, wanatuletea njugu, kwa sababu sisi wenyewe hatufanyi ukulima.
Sasa kazi ya muhimu ni kuenda mashambani. Mpande matunda, mpande nini, vyakula ambao tutauza kwa hii soko. Si nguo peke yake. Tutoke kwa nguo pole pole, tuwe na goods zingine ambao tunaweza kuuza kwa hii soko yetu.
What we are demanding, Mr. Governor, we just demand for our 30% ya youths. Kioski zinataka kujengwa hapa, tunaomba tu 30% zetu tupewe hata kama hatuna capital.
Mtu yeyote ambaye ataandikwa kazi kwa hii soko lazima awe mwenyeji hapa.
Right, in case you're wondering how do you register with a SHA, *147# is how you do it. Let me take you all the way to Nyandarua County now, where Principal Secretary Shipping and Maritime Affairs, that is Geoffrey Kaituko, has assured all graduates across the country of job opportunities in the country and abroad. Furthermore, youth have been urged to embrace digitization as it will connect them to employers. Speaking during the 11th graduation of the Technical University of Mombasa, TUM, where more than 4,000 graduates were honored, the PS insisted that youth should venture into the maritime sector as the country has been whitelisted by IMO and shipping lines will be coming for Kenyan youth who qualify. Right, we'll be bringing you that story on. Let's cross over to something else and a very sad news. The late Dr. Wilfred Mutubwa, who served as the Dean of Mount Kenya University Parklands School of Law, has been eulogized as a disciplined, loving, caring, God-fearing and hardworking man. Speaking during the memorial service at the Consolata Shrine in Nairobi, friends and family said the deceased has left an indelible mark in the society. The 42-year-old who died on the 26th of November 2024 has left behind a widow and 2 children. Also present at the service are notable personalities like the Mount Kenya University Vice-Chancellor Professor Deogratius Jogani, former IBC CEO Hussein Marjan, Law Society of Kenya President Faith Odhiambo, Director of Public Prosecutions Renson Ingonga, Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, former Attorney General Githu Muigai, and former Chief Justice David Maraga, among others.
In late 2006, and while I gave him a hard time at first, he was patient and persistent. It wasn't until 2007 that we started dating. And from the beginning, Willie made it clear that his love was unconditional. I told him I didn't come from a well-off family, and he simply said, it's not about where we come from as individuals, but about the family we will build together.
and would get so excited when Nadine and I sang along with you. You shared so many stories about your high school and college days. And I'm incredibly grateful to have had those memories.
Mama, Noel, and I are the squad. Ready for a new story? Please oversee us and cheer us on. Papa, I promise, I will grow up to be like you, become a lawyer, and keep your legacy alive.
Lee spent his last moments doing what he loved the most, a cross-examination. We were always looking forward to watching him do his work.
He has won many accolades, he has big titles, but that never gave him the pride to look down upon other people.
This is a source of sorrow because it leaves unfulfilled expectations. It deprives the society of a parent, a spouse, child, friend, service provider, and a leader among others.
Lakini alikuwa mtu mcheshi sana. He was a very amiable person, a very friendly person.
Right, most definitely. And on behalf of the Cape Media family and Mount Kenya University, may his soul rest in eternal peace. Definitely did an amazing work for both university as well as the company. Moving on, the Kenya National Union of Nutritionists and Dietitians has complained strongly about the action of the government, especially the Minister of Health, for not addressing their welfare issues. Addressing the media in Nairobi, the Secretary General of the union, Odira Oma, said that there are responsibilities that the government should have fulfilled, such as paying interns, which has not been done. The nutritionists and dietitian now want the government to deliver on the promise it made earlier.
Tumeghadhabishwa sana na tendo la Wizara ya Afya kuacha wanagenzi wa lishe bora katika mpango yao ya marupurupu ya kawaida kulingana na vile koti ilivyoagiza tarehe 27 mwezi wa Julai mwaka wa 22. Kwa hivyo tunawaelezea wanaosimamia Wizara ya Afya kuwa wanafaa wazingatie ile maelekezo ambayo koti ilitoa hapo awali kwamba wanagenzi wa mwaka wa 2017 walipwe marupurupu yao.
Or you cannot have a model that is good on paper and that is not being implemented when it comes to the ground. So we have to have an initiative from the ministry. And you see, with 13 officers at the ministry level, these are the officers that are supposed to carry out research. The officers that are supposed to actually implement this policy. They're the same officers that are supposed to go and train the county government on what is supposed to be done to try and reduce the persistent rates of malnutrition in the country.
Mr. President, you are very correct in what you are trying to do. We support your initiative, but look, yes, we want to pay via e-citizen. We need accountability for the funds. But then now, as I'm accounting, I'm not catered. My body is not funded by Exchequer. It means also the ability to regulate, the ability to coordinate, the ability to control, the ability to follow up their mandate. They are unable.